All right, man. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions, man, and where they draft picks sit at, so we can get into it, man. At some point, I'll do a wrap up live. Hopefully, I won't get to it Tuesday, no later than this upcoming week. So maybe Saturday morning. I usually use Saturday mornings when the Pistons are up on the upswing in their season for Piston lives. But it is what it is. Let's get to it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So we're gonna let y'all know where the Lions are picking that. Um, you know, and it's way too early mock draft because things can change. Guys can declare. Guys can come back. Guys can get injured. You know how it go. National championship game tonight, which is Monday. I'm doing this, but yeah, it's tonight. So as of right now, Chicago got number one. We spoke on that last night. Congratulations to the Chicago Bears on that. Care Bears on that. Um, so yeah, they got number one, and if I'm a betting man, I think they're gonna will and deal out that pick. I think the Lions. I heard the Houston Texans fans were mad on the internet about it. Um, yeah, I heard they was crying on the internet about the pick and all that type of stuff. And thought they were gonna get Bryce Young. And the reason people say, well, Chicago probably not take a quarterback for one. You don't know that for sure. Um, and I say that from this aspect of it because I said from this aspect, I don't. They didn't pick Justin Fields. That regime didn't pick Justin Fields. Okay, they didn't. But I believe they're gonna stick with Justin Fields, and I think the most likely possibility is they might try to trade out of that spot and try to milk Houston. So I know Houston. A lot of their fans wanted Bryce Young. From what I'm understanding, I could be wrong, but right now Chicago is riding shotgun. Now I don't know how far Chicago wants to go down. Because I think they still want to end up with Anderson or Jalen Carter. But like I said, it depends. It depends. But as of right now, it's Chicago, Houston, Arizona. Well, not a quarterback place. Indianapolis, a quarterback place. Seattle could be a quarterback place, and then us in Detroit for six, the Rams pick. So, um, and they got us taking the edge. My thing is we got a bunch of edges, so you can see the Lions move up, move down, stay there and pick. I mean, obviously, the ideal situation for us is if we can get Jalen Carter. Um, or Will Anderson, even though we don't really need the edge, but you can't have too many edges. Or like I said, Bryce Young. A lot of people think that the Lions may move up and get Bryce Young. I wouldn't be mad about it, but then again, you gotta look at him. Hand size, height, all that other stuff. He's a dynamic athlete. Do you want to go that route? Some people like CJ Stroud. I'm not a fan, but I would break down the film. But right now, being up there, Jalen Carter is one of the dudes that you want to look at right now. But yeah, they can move down, they can move up, they can trade it for next year. It's a lot of things that they could do in that scenario. That's the crazy thing about it. It's a lot of things they could do. So they got a lot of flexibility. And that might change for 40 times in interviews and you know all that type of stuff. Most people say, oh, they need a DB, a cornerback. They just so young in the back end. I think they need to go find a veteran to go back there. But if the DB is the best thing out there, you got to get it. So that's kind of where I'm looking at it. But and yeah, they can deal it for next year. There's a lot of things they can do. I wouldn't be opposed to them going up there and trying to move up for Bryce Young with Chicago. But one thing about Chicago, they gonna tax. That's one thing about Chicago. They gotta tax you because you're a divisional opponent. So it ain't no two ways around it. They gotta tax you. They gotta tax you. They gotta tax you. So ain't no two ways around it. They gotta tax you. They got to. So, um, but yeah, being six ain't bad. It looked a lot worse before they got Baker Mayfield, but then Baker Mayfield couldn't even come through for us. We needed him to come through and get a win. He strung us along all the way to the end. So, safe to say Baker Mayfield won't be a fan favorite in Detroit. And then our second is going to be at 18, middle of the draft. Um, you know, you got some corners down there. Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State, Christian Gonzalez, Broderick Jones. I mean, not Broderick Jones, Christian Gonzalez, Cam Smith. Um, the quarterback from Florida, Anthony Richardson. He rising just off potential, very athletic. So he could be a case to move up or fall. Miami lost a pick. So there's some options down there. There's some options down here. So I mean, Jackson the Jigba, he was somebody that was supposed to be hot this season, got injured. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions took a flyer on him and say, yeah, we're gonna move on from DJ Shark, or Josh Reynolds and go with Jackson the Jigba Smith. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they still in the best, drafting the best player available. Obviously, you like defense, but you don't want to compromise just going for defense and missing out on talent. So I wouldn't sleep on Jackson and Jigba Smith, Jackson Smith and Jigba, excuse me, being a Lion. But yeah, they can will and deal for veterans. That's what they did in LA. They did a lot of willing and dealing for Jalen Ramsey and guys like that. And I think they need that veteran cornerback on the back end of that defense. I think you eventually get Tracy Walker back to bring Deshaun Elliott back. You need a veteran back there to go with them young guys. You need a veteran. But that's my opinion on it. But yeah, that's where they sit at 6 and 18 right now. We talk about the other picks later they got from Minnesota and whatever else they got later, but they're in a good position to really, even if they stand pat and use the quantity of picks they got, and hopefully some of the healthy guys that get back next year, they're in a great position to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with the money they got. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live, drop video, hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, and my PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.